Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's time to do a little best of the 757 community talk show. Hope that everybody's ready. Got any questions or comments you can do? You're welcome to do that. And we just want to have a conversation today. See what's going on in your neck of the woods right here on Bond Digital Media. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Want you to go ahead and get ready to hit that share button. And so get in the comments today. Don't hesitate to share your thoughts, your ideas, and to find out what's going on in and about the 757. But nevertheless, I'm going to do my best to do what I do. The whole conversation. That's what it's all about. The next generation, our future, our youth, what's happening in the community. Because I can't deal with everything that's happened in the United States or in Washington or in Virginia, the matter of fact. I'm just talking about the 757 locally, what we can do to help our youth get on the right track, think positive, and do positive things. The way the world is today, you don't know which way to turn. Or, if you turn the wrong way, then you're in a world of trouble. But nevertheless, I hope everybody's blessed and had a good night rest and started out today with a smile on the face and being happy, because that's what it's all about with me. Sharing is caring. But whatever you might be facing, you're not facing it alone. Just remember that. You're amongst family and friends right here on the best of the 757 community talk show. So like I said, go ahead and hit the share button and invite some people over. And in a few minutes, we'll start our conversation and give some follow-ups on some of the activities that's going on in the 757. But those that may not know, what's going on for your youth right now for the summertime. It's a lot of different activities going on. And of course, I had guests over here to bring that to your attention. And like I said before, good afternoon and welcome. They always, with the technology I use, they always creating and putting other things in to make the show better. And I respect that and like that. But they always, if you don't check it every day to see what's going on, you never know what you're missing. You never know what's being added. But I'm going to do my best to do just that. How y'all doing? CAPTAIN85 here. And you know what it's all about with me. Love. Love is the key. Love is the only answer. That's where we're going to be able to solve the problems that face our future generation. It's all about love. Teaching them to know that we love them, we care about them, and we need them to be on the right track and not on the wrong one. Because with everything that's going on in the world, all the problems that we face, we have to do much more than just pass the buck to somebody else. We have to learn to stay focused on the things that affect our community each and every day. And that's why I do this talk show, bring you guests, bring you people on that could help facilitate those ideals, motivation, and what we can do to prevent another senseless loss of life in our communities. So I hope you got any comments or questions you'd like to ask or answer. Please don't hesitate to put it in the comment section and let's talk about it. Because I'm only one person, But on a platform like this, there are many viewers, many people that's watching. And when it comes to working as a team, that's what the mindset got to be. It's got to be teamwork to help our youth move forward, to help our future generation, knowing that someone care about them will change an attitude. I know when I was in school, they put me in a special education class. And because of the two to three teachers that took the initiative to make sure that I get the proper education, that's why I made it as far as I have. And that's why I continue to honor Mrs. Darden of Riddick Weaver in Portsmouth. That was on South and South Street, a block from Effingham, and Brighton Elementary School on Portsmouth Boulevard. The new Brighton Elementary, I think they tore it down and put a. It might still be there. I'm not going to say they tore it down, but I know it's a police department up in that area now. So, but what I do know, when it was Brighton Elementary School, they took me out of the third grade and put me in a special education class. And because of Miss Darden, who saw that I could do things without it just in my head, just send me to the board, do a problem, do a spelling test. I don't care how you call the names after we study about 20 or 30 words for the spelling bee or the spelling contest on a Friday. I always got it. And that's when she said, I don't know why they put you in my class, but I'm going to make it my business to make sure that I try to get you out into a regular class. And that's why I continue to tell our young people, I don't care what race, creed, or color, respect your teacher. You respect the teacher. You may not like what she says sometimes, but okay, who does? Life ain't gonna be a bowl of cherries. But one thing for sure, if you get someone that care about you, that show you love and understanding, it will help you to go a long way in life. A long way in life. So we have to encourage our young people to listen and pay attention to the teachers in school. I gotta change my glasses so I can be able to see. I mean, I can see out the sunshade, but I can see clearly now. But the important thing is our young people needs to know that they can trust you. See, the reason why young people are afraid of, because they're being bullied. And when they're being bullied, they don't know who to trust. They don't know who to trust. Because a bully gonna tell you, if you tell anybody I did this, I'm gonna beat you up after school. I know where you stay at. But the thing is, we as parents, we as adults should know that our kids should not be bullied under no circumstances. Under no circumstances should they be bullied. We have to be visual. We have to make sure that they understand that we love them and care. Because what happens to them, it becomes our history. But these are the people that fought for the civil rights. These are the people that changed the world, made it possible for us to be in the school system that we are in. And you see today, the president ain't been in office a year and removing Black history. We have to be vigilant. We have to continue to educate our young people about our history. It's our history. And the more I've did my research, I know when they try to tell you they bought 3 million, 3 to 6 million black people from Africa doing slavery. They ain't got no proof of no foolishness of that, because this is our country. It always has been. That's why we don't get no restoration, because they ain't giving us something that they know that we deserve, because this is our land. That's why when Lincoln was in office, he said, I'll give you 50 acres and a mule. He was only giving us 50 acres of what was already ours. But they got you stuck on, they got most of the black people in the United States is stuck on, we came from Africa. Bruh, this is Africa. Most of the planet is Africa. They got it twisted. So you don't know who you is. And if you did not come from Africa, why ain't the Pentagon, why ain't the United Nations stepping in? The United Nations represents nations. Ain't Africa a nation, a country, a continent? People that come from Africa, you can't do nothing to them. They send them, they deport them. I don't care what you say. If they do something wrong, they get deported right back to their country. They can't even come in the country unless they got money or their parents are delegates. And if their parents are delegates, they just get sent back to Africa and lose their right to be in the United States. You got to do your research. We're so used to around here talking about rap music, but we don't want to listen. That's why they're doing what they're doing. You think they want to change everything because they're scared of black people? They scared of minorities? No, man. Y'all don't know your history. Y'all still finger popping. And as long as they keep you finger popping, you don't want to understand who you are. You say you go to church, read your Bible. The preacher's not going to tell you. The preacher is not going to tell you. And the Bible says the truth is the light. And the only way you're going to be free if you get the right knowledge. We are losing a battle that we've been fighting 400 years, and you don't even see it. You thinking that this stuff just started? If you was doing your research, you would know 20 or 30 years ago, they'd already know what the population of the United States is going to be. This ain't no new research. They knew the population of the United States was going to be more black and brown. They already know that. You know what makes the United States more white? People that came from Europe. People don't come from Europe no more to stay in the United States. That's why Donald Trump's saying, hey, I'm bringing all the white people from Africa because they threatening to kill them. No, they just said, well, they got to go because they stole their land and they want it back. That's why they're deported. And you see Donald Trump saying, hey, they coming here. He ain't tell them, hey, you ain't coming. He's giving them visas, free citizenship. But while y'all sitting there ignoring the fact, ignoring the rhetoric, do your research. It's in a book. What I'm telling you is in a book. But like white people always say, and I got white friends, and it's not all whites, as they tell you, if you want to have something from the black man, put it in a book. Put it in a book. He's not going to read it. So when you don't know your own history, it's because you're not reading it. You're letting other people tell you about your history. And I know y'all not going to like what I'm saying, but somebody got to say it. Too many people are dying. Too many people are dying every single day. See, what I'm saying is not talking racism. What I'm talking is common sense. Read for yourself. Do your research. You're on the internet. Can't tell me how many people on the internet, because I know. But we don't want to understand what's going on until it's too late. And as they say, then you want to have a pity party. They don't care about your pity party. Donald Trump ain't listening to you. Donald Trump is not listening. What is going on is eliminating blacks and browns. Where are you seeing on television they're picking up white people? Where are you seeing they're picking up English? I don't know what to tell you, but I'm just a talker. I do a talk show, and that's what we do. We talk, but hoping that it resonates with somebody out there before it's too late. You see what they're doing to the Constitution. What part you don't understand? The Constitution is the only thing that's been protecting us. Mostly till you get to the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. That's what keeps you in slavery. That's why when you get a ticket, you don't understand why black men's rather keep running because of child support. Keep running. Because if you got anything on your credit, anything that's on your license that's going to require you to go to prison, that's why black men are running. Illegal gun, you going to prison. Shot somebody, lame somebody. Those are prison sentences. And you heard Donald Trump keep saying, let's make America great again. What do you thought he was thinking about when he said it? Put y'all back in the fields. He said it during his campaign. They stealing our jobs. They taking your jobs. Who taking that job? The people from the other countries come across the borders that's working in the fields. You can't pay a black man to go work in a field unless he got a farm, because he ain't got no farm. He ain't going out there picking no cotton. He ain't going out there picking no corn off the stems. Butter beans, string beans, the food that you eat every day. Unless you got a garden, that is not happening. And definitely he ain't going out there picking no cotton. Y'all got it twisted. I mean, and they say y'all bougie now. I'm just going to say it like it is. I know I may not get no views. Y'all probably won't even share this. I know you ain't going to make no comment, because the Bible says the truth is the light. Let it shine and it'll set you free. But some of us don't want to be free. You think P. Diddy's in jail for all that stuff he did? No. They've been doing that in Hollywood ever since there was Hollywood. Before black people got really in Hollywood. That ain't nothing new under the sun. P. Diddy got his mouth because his mouth, he's the love man. When he did the Billboard Awards, talking about he was going to change the music industry. Change it from that rap, gangster rap and all that Murder, She Wrote music. He was going back to R&B. All you got to do is check the billboards out. He's the love man. Okay, Mr. Love. You see where Mr. Love is today? Until they decide to set the sentence he's going to get. How many years he going to get. Michael Jackson did the same thing. Michael Jackson said, hey, Sony, they devils. They don't even know that I own 50 to 60% of Sony or more. You cannot defame white people in public. I remember when I worked in the warehouse and I worked for $1 an hour, but I'm a good worker. I'm fast. I do things that other people can't do. Believe that. Even you, I don't care who's listening. You can't outwork me. While you sleeping, I'm working. And when you working, I'm still working. I can work. I'm up 2 hours a night. When you see them videos on my show, I get 2 hours of sleep a day doing what I do. Why? Because your body don't need but so much rest. But when God give you a talent, give you a gift, give you your orders, there's no sleep for the weary. It's in your Bible. Our kids out there dying because people want to party and go home and go to sleep. I don't have the luxury of either one. I don't have a luxury to go party because I can't afford it. I don't have the money. 2, I can't afford it because what I get on a disability check, that barely pays the bills. But it ain't gonna stop me. It's not gonna stop what I do, because the young people are more important than any one or the other. We're losing a generation of young people that can change the world. And we want to overlook the fact of what's going on in our community and our neighborhoods. Our kids are dying. I'll put you up there. Peaches, how you doing? Thank you. I don't mean to be preaching. I get upset because I love kids. I love kids all my life. I've been protecting kids when I was a kid. I would break up fights on the elementary schools, and people like, you, because I was small, they're like, you gonna get hurt. Let them fight. I said, why would you stay in there and let 2 people fight? Ain't they hurting each other? Aren't they hurting each other? Thank you for your comment, Crystal. You know, I just want to let people be aware that it's up to each and every one of us to protect the future. I ain't telling you, hey, you got family, don't do. Talk to your kids. If you got kids, you can talk to the other kids. If they got friends, hey, what time you got to be home? If summertime, get home before it get dark. We out. Tell your kids, if I'm not in this house, none of your friends are coming over. Because it's too late when something happened or somebody put something or leave something in your house, an illegal gun or drugs. Then the police is there. It's too late. You have to encourage them to understand everybody that look at you ain't your friend. Everybody that smile in your face ain't your friend. You hate your brother or your sister, but love a stranger? Not in my mom's house. Not in my mom's house. We had friends. They could come over. My mother would let our next door neighbors come to our house when she's home because she was a housewife. My dad didn't want her to work. He worked. She stayed home and kept the house and the kids. And my mom would tell us we could go. She put us in, we had a den and a living room. The den is where everybody sat. The living room was for company. That was the clean room. Everything was spotless. You didn't go in there. You could look in there, but you couldn't step your feet in it. That was for the guests, for the grown folks. But when you get children, you got to be protected. You can't go in the wilderness and pick up one of those animals out there, babies. Oh, look at that little baby. Well, look at your arm. It's gone. What part we don't understand? God give us the greatest gift in the world, and that's the life of another human being. And we won't protect it. We won't protect it until somebody loses a life. A mother's crying. A child is upset because their friend got, we have to be more productive when it comes to our young people. If we can't do it, who's going to do it? That's right. Grandma was to say, I remember my grandmother, my mother's mother, but I was only about, I think about 3 or 4 years old when she passed away. My mother's mother was we're Cherokee. We're Cherokee. And my great grandmother, she married a white man. So we half white, half Cherokee. But my mother was Cherokee. My grandmother was a Cherokee. So when we think that we know, this is our land. You keep thinking about, you thinking, what did they do when they came here? What did they do when they came here? They bought all their, they took about 20 or 30 countries. When they came, when talk about Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. That's why they got mad with Farrakhan. Because Farrakhan was telling you, the person that was on the ship with Columbus, Christopher Columbus was a Moor. The Moors was already here. They knew the route to get to America. Christopher Columbus found America because the other two the ships threw him off the boat. What is the Nemo, the Pinto, and the Santa Maria? They threw him off. But the boat that went back to pick him up, it was a Moor who was guiding it. So he circled around the other two and picked up Christopher Columbus, said, I know how to get to where you want to go. That's how he got here. And you don't even know where he got. They tell you everything. He came to Virginia Beach. It wasn't Virginia Beach then. Why do you think they had a lighthouse down there? Why do you, when you go to Fort Story, go down there to Fort Story where the beach is and you see that little wooden gate laying down? Go over there and mess with them and see them. They put you in jail. That's the original fort. That's the original Jamestown land. The fort where Jamestown was used to be right there in Virginia Beach. They moved it 50 miles up to Williamsburg. So you will know your history. You think you know your history. Read a book. It's in there. And you know where they keep most of your history at? In the Pentagon. It ain't even in libraries. It's in the Pentagon. That was the top secret stuff, pal. You know, one of my friends, whose name was George Menz, used to be the president of the NAACP in Virginia Beach. He used to go. He had clearance to go and research information about Virginia. That's why people look at the lighthouse and they tell you where they send the ships back to England to get food. Wait a minute, hold up. They send them back to England to get food, right? This is when you start listening to the story and picking it apart. So they left the people here to go get some food to bring back. And the people were starving. So the Indians came along and ate them. The Indians came along and ate them. Do you see how much food is in America? Do you see how many animals are in America? When the pilgrims came here, what did they say? They had a feast. The Indians bought food, turkeys and corn. So what happened to the lost colony? Lost colony, they ate them? Well, what are you going to get off a skinny person? There's no meat on him if he ain't ate nothing in 2 or 3 months. And they ain't savages. But see, that's what they try to make you believe. See, it's easy for other people to tell your story. You have to learn to tell your own story. That's why you have Facebook. Facebook is telling your stories. Everything on the internet is telling your stories. But as Donald Trump always say, fake news, fake news, fake news. Well, we know about your fake news. That's why you back in office. Fake news. But that ain't fake news. That's historically known. That's why they take it out of the school systems. That's why they don't want you knowing that. Like I said, when I worked for $1 an hour, the owner at Tidewater Produce Company wanted me to come in on Saturday, my day off. Said, if you come in, I'll pay you more. You gonna pay me more than $1? Okay. So I come in. So I did my route, finished everything. So he said, okay, everybody get in, go line up. I'm getting ready to pay y'all. And everybody said, well, I came in early. I mean, on this day, can I get more money? He said, I'm not paying nobody no more money. You be lucky that you're getting paid for working today. I'm like, wow. So I'm trying not to say nothing. He kept repeating it. I'm not paying nobody no extra. I said, well, you told me if I came in, you was going to pay me. I just said I ain't paying nobody. So y'all going on, let me talk to, they used to call me Joe. Let me talk to Joe a minute. He said, look, let me tell you one thing. When I tell you something in private, don't you get in front of everybody else telling me what I said. I know what I said. I said, if you did what you said, nobody was getting paid extra money when you told me I was. Then he tells me, don't let your mouth write a check your ass can't cash. Meaning that you don't repeat nothing to what I say. Because in the 60s and 70s and back beyond that, you say something to a white man, he'll pop you in your mouth, fire you, and then send you home. I've been going through this all my life. I'm 70-some years old. Can't tell me about what racism is. Racism lived in Portsmouth. They moved to Virginia Beach and Chesapeake. The Klan moved from Portsmouth and Chesapeake and Norfolk. Why do you think Norfolk is 90-some% black? Portsmouth, 70 to 80% black? Chesapeake? I used to do teen dances. If I had a problem with one of the teens said, oh, Lord, he don't want you to call the police over here. I said, why not? He said, if the police come up here, they will take you down to the dismal swamp and cut all the lights off, put you out the car, and let you find your way out the dismal swamp, if you can make it out. People keep thinking that racism is not real. No, not all white people are racist. But you see, today, it looks real to me. There is no secrets. I got white friends, I got Italian friends, I got Korean friends, Filipino friends that I work with and work with me. Because I don't have hate in my heart. They're not responsible for hatred. They're responsible for what they do, what they say out their mouths. I don't do politics. I use and do common sense, because that's what God gave us, common sense. We around here bickering over who can have this and who can have that. And all you got to do is humble yourself. It's in the scripture. Your God won't let you down. All this stuff that you're seeing is in that book. Everything that you're seeing going on is in the book. But you got to pray. You got to read for knowledge. You pray for wisdom. You pray for wisdom. God tell you in the book, before my word fails or turn void, I turn trees into souls. It's in your book. If God's word fails, the tree's going to start walking around talking. Believe that. Believe that. God loves you. That's why he sent Jesus in the world. But the way they try to preach it to you, that God came down from heaven and decided to live here on earth. Well, why would he do that? Why would God come from his kingdom when he already gave you the kingdom? The kingdom is within you. God don't have to move like that. God has a legion. He have angels. That's why you don't call your children angels. They are not angels. They are precious. They're not angels. Angels is what corrupt the planet. God have his own set of angels. And they ain't human. They're just like you. They're spirits. But his angels come to do his bidding. When you see God angels, you know you're in trouble. This planet will be in trouble. And they ain't white either. Angels are not white. You ever notice everything that's good is white and everything black is bad? How it's going to be bad when you close your eyes at night? What do you see? You see darkness. You don't see nothing white. Because if you did, you couldn't sleep. Everything that you do on a regular basis tell you who you are and who child you are. You're a child of God because you got his breath. He made you out the clay of the earth and breathed into your nostrils and gave you life. We don't have to be around here getting angry with anybody, race, creed, or color. We did not make ourselves. But the enemy is trying to destroy what God created. And we have to learn to love. Love is the only key that unlocks the door. All you got to do is listen to Donald Trump. What did he say? He said, you see these people over here? He's talking about the black people. He said, you see those people over there? They're going to never like me. They're never going to applaud for me. He's hurt because we don't applaud for him. He tell you when he speaks. If you was applauding for him, if the black people in the Congress and Senate was applauding for him, we wouldn't be where we were. He wants you to bow down to him. That's why he's doing what he's doing. So, well, y'all ain't gonna bow down to me. I tell you what, let me take this away from you. Let me take that away from you. Let me put this restriction on you. I've been in Donald Trump's presence. I didn't speak to him. He sat right across from me when he was at the Raisin in the Sun, the last night that P. Diddy played on Broadway. And yes, I got an autographed copy of the poster from P. Diddy himself. Anybody want to buy it, let me know. The bidding started in a couple of months. If I can get more than $10, sold to the next person. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is Donald is a sensitive person. Sensitive. If you notice everything that he does, he's imitating President Obama. Just watch the way he does things. Watch the way when he have meetings. Watch the way when he walks to give a speech to this about something. Other thing is, most of the time, President Obama came by himself. He got 3-4 people with him. Like somebody's going to break into the White House. He's trying to show you there's nothing new under the sun. When I was at Tidewater Community College, we had to study a film about Adolf Hitler. and how he became Adolf Hitler, because he wasn't that way. He was an artist. Hitler was a fine art painter. He painted like Michelangelo, Picasso's, all your top fine arts painters. But see, being poor and not rich, and they used to show their paintings at different taverns or back in Germany, or what they call. They told him he'll never show none of his paintings in their museums. They told him that you will never be represented. We don't like your work. And he can paint. Go check it out. But when he went in the Navy, and then that's when he got indoctrinated into this, what he does, and became in the rank of the Germans. And then he rose to power to be Adolf Hitler. And what did he do? He landed up all the Jews, put them in concentration camps. And what did he do? Went into their houses, stole all their paintings, all their fine possessions. And he built his own museum and put his paintings, all his paintings, in his own museum. Read your history, study, research. There's so much stories and information out there that we should not be hating one another. White people shouldn't be hating you. You didn't make yourself. God did. You can't hate white people. You can't hate Italians. You can't hate Jews. You can't hate the Chinese, the Filipinos, all these nationalities. None of them made themselves. None of them. God did. How you think you're going to get in heaven? Having hate in your heart for any person. Even all that Donald Trump do, all the white people do against you. If you do not forgive them, you will not enter God's kingdom. You got to pray and ask for forgiveness, even for them. That's what love is about. You can't say on one breath, I love you, and turn around, I hate your guts. That's why we're in the situation we are. That's the enemy telling you, hate. Hate. But God said, hate no one. Hate no one. Because the very person you hate might be the one that might save your life one day. I don't know how to hate. I know how to understand that love is more powerful. And we must understand that. Let me see, that Bible is basic instructions before leaving earth. Say it again. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Because I try to explain to people, when you read the Bible, when you're talking about religion, they use trick words on you. Words that seem to be English, but they twist your whole process around. They'll tell you in church, in Jesus Christ, in the name of Jesus Christ. Read your Bible. When did Jesus say he was Christ? All I'm asking is, he said his name was Jesus. When he went in front of Pharaoh, they said, did you the Christ? You the Savior. You a king. Jesus replied, who said that? I said that. I said that. Others said it. Jesus just said his name was Jesus. We have to understand what God intended for us to do. He gave Moses the 10th commandment to tell you what to do. Those 10 commandments is what you're supposed to live by. Honor thy mother and thy father, so your days shall be longer upon this earth. When you disrespect your mom and your dad, your life is going to be cut short. You can say whatever you want. That is bond. The word bond, why you see black people always say word is bond, because it comes out of the Bible. Did not Jesus hang on the cross with two men hanging beside him? One of them said, Lord, remember me when you enter your kingdom. That's what he said. And God said to him, from this day forward, you shall be with me until I come into my paradise kingdom. They believed him. And that's what God wants you to do. Believe. Believe in his word. Have faith of a mustard seed. Don't you know you have the power to change anything you want by praying? Faith is a mustard seed. That's how much faith you got to have, a mustard seed. Don't go to God asking, say, I want a house. Don't go to God talking about I want a car. Don't go to God say I need a couple of more jobs. Why would you, even in the Bible it said, why would you come to God asking for such little things when God owns everything on the planet? He can give you your heart desire by you keeping faith. There's so much you have to learn. So much you have to teach our young people. It's not about me. Only thing I know is I know one thing I do. I care about these right here. That's all I've been doing all my life, ever since I was a child. Ever since I was a child, I was taking care of my brothers and sisters. As I grew up and get older, this picture right here, the young lady with the Batman symbol on her, Serena Mann, is bringing in a concert to raise money to give back to the community. And that concert is coming. So the 757 venue in Portsmouth, Virginia. I'm just letting you know. And they trying to raise money and stuff to give back to the community. And they will be coming back on the show, several of the people that's a part of that event, because it's important for you to know Serena Mann does a lot of work in the community. She does a lot of work and give back to the community. That's why she hasn't been on the show when I said she was coming, because the simple reason she's been working to make sure that young people, she take them on trips. I mean, you know, she does a lot. She runs a daycare center. She runs a daycare center. But what I try to get people to understand is she works. She works. And when she's working,
Minds and GG2G presents the Legends and Leaders Benefit Concert featuring the legendary Force MDs. Friday, August 8th from 7 to 10 p.m. at Venue 757, 4582 George Washington Highway in the beautiful city of Portsmouth. The Legends and Leaders Benefit Concert with the legendary Force MDs, along with William T. Stars, Natural Blend, Juanita Wynn and the Core, Raspy Soul, Hope Cherie, and the Beauty Bar Glamour Show. community leaders, celebrity guest hosts, featured artists, and special guests. Go to Eventbrite, $30 in advance, VIP $50, couples booth $100. A portion of the proceeds will support 4F's biggest back-to-school event. Impact Minds and GG2G presents the Legends and Leaders Benefit Concert, starring the legendary Force MDs, Friday, August 8th, from 7 to 10 p.m. at Venue 757, 4582 George Washington Highway in Portsmouth. Get your tickets on Eventbrite. After party at 11. Impact Minds and GG2G presents the Legends and Leaders Benefit Concert, featuring the legendary Force MDs, Friday, August 8th, from 7 to 10 p.m. at Venue 757, 4582 George Washington Highway.
Yes, I'm sorry. I do apologize. I'm on different screens. But nevertheless, that's going down August the 8th. And she'll be back on the show before then to tell you about other things. And for those that got kids, if you didn't know that the Camp Week partners with the city of Virginia Beach and City Council Cash Green of the 7th District, Joe, it's the partnership with the one and only Joe Smith. He's an NBA who's going to be teaching the class. That started this week for the kids 8 to 12, boys and girls, from the 7th to the 11th, 8 to 12. And they will, be in training. Matter of fact, they're there today because, like I said, it already started. And, the kids are being taught by an NBA and a Virginia Hall of Fame inductee. And I don't know if they all sold out, but, if you want to, the place it's going to be held at is at the Sports in Virginia Beach, 1045 19th Street in Virginia Beach. He's going to be the one teaching the class. And there is a fee of $99. And that take care of the whole week in food. I don't know if I think they got food and refreshments for them as well. But like I said, all you have to do is go to the website at the Virginia Beach City Hall, or type in Joe Smith on Facebook, and you can get more details. I don't have the details I just gave, but it started today at 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And July the 21st to the 25th is going to be the boys and girls ages 13 to 18. The Joe Smith, and the skills and drills once again will be taught by the NBA legend Joe Smith, a Virginia Hall of Famer inductee. But like I said, there's so much going on, and everybody's trying to do their part to make sure that our young people have a pleasant and happy summer. There's, other people that will be coming on later on, and this gentleman right here has been on. I hope to have him on before or after this, and have Joe Smith back over and his associate back on the show for another part 2 of his partner is going to do a computer camp. Also, I just got to bring him back on so we can talk about it, get the info when that's going to happen before or after the summer is over. But nevertheless, like I keep trying to bring information to help everyone to know that it's not about just you or me. It's about our future generation. It's about the young people. And we have to be, Miss Crystal, thank you so much for your comments. I appreciate that. I got to show them because it's important for people to know that I appreciate you being a part of the show. You always can be a part of the show. If you got an activity or event you got going on, always you can contact me at through Facebook Messenger, Captain85. Type in Captain85 and you can message me. And or when I'm on my radio show today, which starts at 3 till 5, is WVDM frequency distribution with yours truly, Captain85. And like I, want people to know that when I come on, it's about bringing positive music. And if you haven't, if you like, you can go to the Apple Store for right now. This logo right here is, you go to the Apple Store. You scan this code right now. If you're on your phone, you probably can't do it, but you can play it back and you see this logo. You can scan and download that app to your electronic devices, and you can listen 24 hours a day. I play a lot of 757 artists, because if we don't play it, who's going to promote our kids? Who's going to promote our young people that's trying to do good things, not get mixed up in negativity and doing negative things just to get some attention or somebody to listen? And it only like a 99 cent to buy one single. You can buy the whole EP for less than $6 or $7. $6 or $7 when artists record. We have to uplift our people, our young people. They can't do it by themselves. No man is an island unto himself. They already said that. It's in your book. That's why it's called the Bible. Yeah, the Bible. This right here, let me show you. It's in that book right there. I'm not a preacher. I don't claim to be a preacher. I just claim to do a lot of research, and that's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much, Crystal. Appreciate it. And you download it. You can always, if you download it, you can go to Messenger. I got to check. I think you can text me in the app. If not, you can text me in Facebook Messenger, or I'll text you. I got your name now. I can text you in Facebook Messenger and let you know, see if you listen, got a request or something. I'll play it. The thing is, in order for us to do anything, we have to work together. And I really appreciate you, Crystal. And hopefully when I just start my campaign, hopefully we'll get you a gift, because I have people say they'll do something, but when people do something, going to have a little button or a little badge or something to give you for supporting me. It's supporting the community. It's supporting young people that's trying to do the right thing without getting in trouble. I used to work with Frankie Stewart, the Soul Ranger. Today I had some videos up when he used to do step shows. And that was back in the those step shows were in the 90s. In the 90s when I was at Picasso's. But when I wasn't working and I went in at a certain time or certain days I was off, I would go and record and be a judge on the step shows. The step shows that you're seeing on my Facebook page, those people are today adults and have their own kids. That's why I put it up, because they never saw the videos. No, all the videos that you see me putting up today are videos that nobody's ever seen, because I believe in documenting history, what we do, so people won't say, y'all didn't do nothing, y'all didn't try, because that's in the book too. You didn't try. Somebody got to do it. I'm only one person, but I ain't going to stop. The enemy is real. With medical conditions for the last ever since COVID, up to now, I've been in and out of the hospital with medical conditions, but I ain't gonna stop. The Bible said, look into the east, for which cometh your help. Your help cometh from the one who created you, God. If you think you're gonna do something on this planet and the enemy ain't gonna try to stop you, you very well mistaken. You very well mistaken. But as long as we on the battlefield for God, God got your back. That's why I don't worry about nothing. You can slow me down. I'll tell anybody, any human, you can slow me down. But God is never going to let you stop me. Never let you stop me. You have to have faith and believe in your mission. But that's my time. I got to run. Thank y'all so much. Crystal, I'll be looking for you today to be listening and watching. Remember this, I appreciate you. And I thank you so much for being a part of the show and hope you come back again. But until the next time we meet, to the next time we greet, this has been Captain 85. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and watching. Until Thursday with GA for Justice, community activist Georgia Allen, we'll be back again. Like I said, GA for Justice, Miss Georgia Allen. She'll be here. That's her right there. Thursday from 12 until 1 on the best of this best station on the planet, frequency distribution, and WVDM